Hello, friends. Today we'll be exploring the southern half of St. Clair County, Michigan, and camping at the Algonac State Park. St. Clair County is the easternmost county in Michigan, bordering Canada to the east. We depart northeast from Detroit on I-94, and our first stop is Harsens Island. Taking a short 2-minute ferry ride gets us onto the island. The island was named for the first Euro-American settler, Jacob Harsen, also known as James. Harsen bought the island from the local Native Americans in 1783. It was also known as Jacob Island as late as 1809. The name of the post office, Sans Souci, was changed to Harsens Island in 1960. Disembarking from the ferry, we make a left and head south on M154. The island splits the St. Clair River into 3 channels, north, middle, and south. Great Britain and the United States disputed the island's jurisdiction for many years. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris, which ended the American Revolutionary War, described the international boundary line with imprecise terms in several places, including the mouth of the St. Clair River. According to the 1783 treaty, the boundary line was to run through the middle of Lake Erie until it arrives at the water communication between that lake and Lake Huron. Thence along the middle of said water communication into the Lake Huron. Due to this vagueness, all the Delta Islands, including Harsens and Dickinson, were claimed by the British. Some persons located in the new United States who did not want to renounce their status as British subjects following the war moved to make their residence there. But the 1814 Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of 1812, acknowledged the ambiguity of provisions in the 1783 treaty, and Harsens and Dickinson's Islands were placed on the U.S. side of the boundary. As you head southeast on M154, you'll eventually hit the South Channel, passing by the Harsens Island Historical Society and a few shops where you can grab a coffee and sweets. We continue along the South Channel and eventually hit the end of the road, the southernmost tip of the island, which makes you feel like you're in the middle of Lake St Clair. We head back north toward the original site of Jacob's house. Jacob Harsen was a gunsmith and fur trader and arrived on the island in 1778. He built a house here, but unfortunately it was destroyed by a gunpowder explosion. We head back to the ferry dock and take the ferry back to the mainland, now heading towards Algonac. Our first stop is the Algonac County Museum. The museum contains many artifacts, pictures, and historical documents from the region. Right next to the museum is an international border crossing, the Walpole Algonac Ferry, which connects the city of Algonac to Walpole Island, Ontario. It is one of 4, soon to be one of 5, international border crossings in southeast Michigan. The Blue Water Bridge connecting Port Huron to Sarnia, and the 3 border crossings in Detroit. Currently, the Detroit to Windsor Tunnel and the Detroit to Windsor Ambassador Bridge, and hopefully soon to be open, the Gordie Howe Bridge, which will also connect Detroit to Windsor. From here, we head about 2 miles north to the Algonac State Park, best known for its views of freighters traveling along the St Clair River. The 1,500-acre park has 2 sets of campgrounds, one next to the river and one shaped like a wagon wheel. The park also has a shooting range for archery, hand trap, or rifle and handguns. After we get our campsite set up, we head over to shoot some lead downrange. If you're lucky enough to book a site facing the river, you can watch freighters right from your campsite. Otherwise, just cross the road over to the park next to the river to catch a glimpse of freighters floating by on the river. One site I would recommend is marinetraffic.com. It will allow you to see the location of freighters moving up and down the river, and you can also get details about a ship by clicking on the ship's icon. We head back to camp to enjoy some delicious gyros for dinner and set up a campfire. There's nothing better than enjoying a nice bonfire on a cool Michigan evening. We checked marinetraffic.com and noticed that the Paul R. Tregurtha will be passing by soon, one of only 13 1,000 footers on the Great Lakes. We rush over to the river to see it go by. 1,000 footers, as they are called, are lake-locked bulk freighters specifically designed to haul raw materials across the Great Lakes. Because they exceed the dimensions of the St. Lawrence Seaway locks, they are confined to Lake Superior, Michigan, Huron, and Erie, spending their entire working lives on these lakes. They can traverse the Soo locks, as the Pole lock has a length of 1,100 feet. This lock is designed to accommodate the famous 1,000-foot Great Lake supercarriers. The next morning, we awake to the sounds of foghorns. We head north along the river through Marine City with a dense layer of fog blanketing the river, so much so that we cannot see the Canadian side. Finally, near the city of St Clair, the fog thins out and we can make the mast of a freighter passing to the south. As the sun continues to rise, it clears up the fog, allowing us to see another freighter heading north. We turn around to head back south, but have to wait for a drawbridge to allow some boats crossing below. We make one last stop in the city of St. Clair at the salt factory. We ran into Tim, who explained how they pump water underground and then extract the salt from the brine to make kosher salt. He was kind enough to even offer us a box of salt. Thanks, Tim. As we reach back to Algonac, we see many small boats out fishing for walleye. We also catch our last freighter of the day. We grab a quick barbecue lunch near Robert's Landing before heading home. I hope you enjoyed our visit to St. Clair County. See you next time.